Well, I'm going to call the meeting to order. Thank you folks for coming on this fine summer afternoon. First thing we're going to do is stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. All right, folks, I know it's not summer night. I'll do my best to get us through the agenda as fast as possible. Again, thank you all for being here. I will say once again, jam-packed amount of events that have been very successful, so I'm trying to go through as fast as possible. But it's a lot, which is really good. So as far as past and upcoming event, we had a twofer as far as the speaker and then a tour. So the Harmony Line trolley speaker that we had on June 18th. And then immediately after that, on Saturday, June 20th, had the tour of the Pennsylvania Trolley Museum. So I just want to get general feedback on both of those events, what people thought of those events, both the speaker for the Harmony Line trolley and the tour of the Pennsylvania Trolley Museum.
They were all awesome. Loved it. Yes, the Rams, a really good speaker, and tour that, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I love the speaker. Unfortunately, I couldn't make the in-person, which is my my loss. But I loved having both of them. The speakers absolutely both. Really good.
Bill and Scott took us on a tour of the trolley museum. They took us on a behind the scenes tour to a garage where they have train cars waiting to be restored. And so we got to see a Harmony Line car. It had been made into a bar called the Anchor Inn or something. So the front had painting on it that said Anchor Inn. Some of the side panels were removed to make room for the men's restroom, I believe. Yeah. So that was neat, but they have plans to restore that one day. So back in action.
One that set up like a home.
Yeah.
Kitchen.
Got to take a train ride. It was great.
Come on, how cool is that? I mean, especially like just or right after this. I mean, that's cool. I mean, I just great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All the work.
I was
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Excellent. Okay, and again, it was a packed house, so we did have a lot of people for the speaker as well as a good amount of people for the actual tour. I think we had maximum capacity tour, pretty darn close to it.
Yeah, 19-20 people.
Yeah, so okay, very good. 2 big successes. All right, for a brand new first time we tried it was on June 27th, the appraisal fair in partnership with the Heinz History Center. So again, first time doing it, version 1.0. Just want to get people's feedback on what you thought of that for version 1.0 and what are we thinking about potentially doing it again. So what do you think?
People were asking.
I asked what every person I asked assumed we were going to do it again. So they're giving me suggestions on what to do next time because of course we're going to do it again. There wasn't even a question. So I agree with you. I tried to have talk to everyone. What do you think, Rich?
Good. I mean, I was surprised. I mean,
Yeah.
But different things. It's the work done.
Yeah, I don't know if there was any good way to speed it up or to maybe schedule people. We try to do something, get a little bit more flow and not have somebody sit here for an hour waiting.
Yeah, someone will make it.
Yeah, some of the appraisers, there were 2 appraisers that couldn't be here, so there would have been more appraisers to interact with everybody. And I did talk to the one person that was anxious about not getting her iPad looked at. I explained her the process. She was like, okay, now I get it. She thought something was work and not, I was like, no, you want to know the history because that will add to the value of it. So it went well. Yes, they like to talk, they see something, you know,
Yeah.
like, you know, they like to investigate about this.
In fact, the number one request I got from people for next time, they said, is there any way that you could like have a speaker or something that you could hear what everybody else
Oh,
about their object. So that's something to think about. So I didn't think that through. But pretty cool. 'Cause they were asking everybody like, what is that? Like you brought something in, everyone wanted to know what is that? What are they talking? And then once you found out what it was, you want to know how it ended. This is like, what was the resolution? Something it was. And so I just think it was an absolute great.
It's nice knowing how knowledgeable they were to add to our knowledge about them. Now, one thing about the speaker, if everybody wants to hear what one person's saying, that could slow it down because if every single person brings in a couple items and you want to listen to what every single item is talked about, that's going to add length of time, no matter how many people you praise was there are. But it's something that's, something you just kind of think about for next time. Maybe one or two buttons. But yeah, we got them later, so we waited. My wife and I looked up some things and it was fun. I really enjoyed it. What they did again, they asked, how did you come around with this? What is it? People tell us the story behind it. And so they just told us about what they thought. So it was fun.
okay, Bob Staley, that was his name, Bob Staley.
Yeah.
Stately, okay, he said afterwards, he said. He had such a great time and he was so impressed with the facility, he was so impressed with all the volunteers. And how it went, he said, we don't do this as a routine, we only have a select places that we will do this. He said, I'm so impressed, I want to add you guys to our select list to come back. That's crazy. I actually think it's
Yeah, should.
There's books in there, like.
Yeah.
Bob is very book guy, like I thought we would have time at the end. But I went. Okay. The dark. That's fine.
Bob did invite the volunteers for a behind the scenes tour of the Men's History Center.
Oh, come on, that's awesome. That is, I mean, that's world class.
So I'll send this out to all the volunteers, but he can take a maximum of 20 people. It'll be a weekday tour, so he can facilitate that for us. And then if there's any particular exhibits that we'd like to see and give you some other parameters for the tour, but we'll be planning that for volunteers as well.
Again, thanks for doing that partnership with them, because everybody said they were outstanding, just outstanding. So nicely done. And Bob did mention the volunteers here on how smoothly it went because of the volunteers. He goes, I don't have to like shuffle anybody. They're used to having to shuffle people. And he goes, you guys do it. Like, so he really appreciated all the volunteers, smooth operation, well organized. Nicely done, everybody, especially a version 1.0. All right, you talking about that for next? All right, I'm gonna keep us moving because we have a lot of stuff that we've been doing. Okay, tomorrow we do have a new speaker. We were going to have for our speaker series, we're gonna have Steve Cicero, but he again couldn't make it due to something coming up. And he did find us another speaker. So another world-class guy, Bill May, to talk about the Bill brothers and Mrs. Saffo. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So, all right, so I'll find out tomorrow. So I intend to be here tomorrow to let Bill in, have been in communication with him. And Abby, I think we basically have maximum capacity signed out.
We do. We have 42 people signed up and 6 on the wait list.
Okay,
So
it's getting to be a normal activity.
yeah.
All right, that's a good problem to have. I intend to get here early, and Rich, are you gonna assist as well on the setup? Okay, so usual setup, sold out crowd. Okay, and I'll meet him early to see. Thank you. All right, sounds good. All right, and then again, because that's not enough for July, we're going to the scanning party for July 25th. I know you had a meeting today about it. So I don't know if you want to give an update on the scanning party.
And Amy and I met this afternoon to talk about the scanning party. Right now, we don't have any registration, so we talked about how I can better explain to folks what it is that we're trying to do here. So we'll continue to put out social media posts both on our Facebook page and then on the town's Facebook page and socials to help get some folks in the door for that. But Amy and Ann seem to have everything handled and assembled as far as organization goes. Yes.
It's like, did a great job.
Oh. Mhm.
The concept is pretty cool. Yeah, that. Some.
Mhm.
Gonna give whatever is bad, so. I think that's actually, it's the collection.
For sure, and the ultimate goal is to both enhance the collection here as well as. Post any relevant photographs to historicpittsburgh.com as well as the American Library. Digital Public Library. Thank you. So yeah, we'll keep you updated on that, we won't waste time. If we're scanning and earlier in the collection. Yeah.
And we can reschedule if we don't get to that.
I don't think we're rescheduling, we're just gonna scan the items that we already have in the library and
Oh,
just start
okay.
building on those databases. So it won't be, a loss of. Okay, so-
In my hats off, just trying. I mean, version one, just try, see how it goes.
Yep.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere. Gotta start somewhere. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna keep us moving then. Tuesday, August 4th, I can't believe we're gonna be in August here shortly, the National Night Out. And I'm not sure what help you need for the National Night Out activity.
The past couple of years, the Heritage Center has not been open on National Night Out, it just doesn't connect.
Yeah, it's more
I thought
Um,
we take stuff down there for national.
We did, but it's so hot
And that's hard to do.
having those artifacts out there.
Yeah.
Is not very.
I agree.
Yeah, so it's just not necessarily the correct venue. If you'd like to have something out on the table, we can certainly put it out in the town tent. I can have information about the lecture series out there as well, but don't feel obligated to have your Heritage Center.
I'm not a garbage. I don't want to.
Putting information out about.
Yeah.
So, the artifacts.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you. All right, then, the August speaker is going to be Scott Barrett about the 40th birthday for Ross Park Mall. So, I can't believe it's 40 because that thing is an awesome mall, like it is an awesome mall. So I'm looking forward to that.
I'll
So-
have the flyer ready for that tomorrow and plan to make an announcement about that to the audience tomorrow evening. We do have registration open for that speaker in August, but should be a good one.
Sounds good. No, it's
It's the expert.
I mean, it is economically, it's an out. Oh, really?
So, yeah, maybe he can give a.
Good point. That's very good. Good. All right, we can continue with our great line. So also sound good. All right, so that's from the past and upcoming, just item number 4, any comment on any additional agenda items people want to add? Again, you can always add them as we go along as well. All right, the approval of the previous meeting minutes. Anybody want to comment? They were in the email that went out for the previous meeting minutes. I don't have any adjustments, so I'm good with it. Any suggestions or any changes? If not, I'll ask for a motion to approve them. Motion to approve. Motion to approve. Kevin, do you have a second?
Second.
John, thank you so much. All right. Ruth?
Yeah.
All right.
Too hot to read.
Yeah, that's right. Right, the Shining Star Gala is still scheduled for Friday, November 6th at Camelot. Same location as last year. There's a subcommittee meeting to immediately follow this to go into more detail. Okay, any questions overall? Okay. And just moving on to reports and updates from committee, from marketing and communications, social media stuff, all I know is I continue to still be loving all of the announcements and all of the pics that are out there. Anything you want to mention on that, Ed? No.
Yeah, last month was a bit of a slow month. I think there was a week or two that I missed having posts up, so our data from this month is down 70%. I'm not proud of. However, we still had 68,000 views on our page, which is still great. We had 37 new follows and overall content interactions were at 700. So all still great numbers.
Very much appreciated.
The top post was just 2 days ago about Otter Park. So to celebrate Parks and Recreation Month, I'm gonna be doing posts about the history of McCandless Parks and why they are called what they are called. So the one about Potter Park, had a reach of 14,846 with 144 likes and reactions as of yesterday. It had 23 shares and 23,000. Number 2 was some renderings, some blueprints of, I believe it was the boathouse at North Park, and maybe there was another image of that too, but they were from 1934. And that had a reach of 6,610 with 92 likes and reactions and 6 shares. Number 3 was the Who Was about Devlin Park and Who Was Officer Albert Devlin. 2,867 reach, 42 likes and reactions and 1 share. And then to round out the top 5, Who Was Ross for Ross Township. And number 5 was the post about the Biddle Boys and the third Thursday lectures. So.
Awesome. Again, I very much appreciate it. I know scheduling it in advance and everything has a lot of work, so I much appreciate it. And that, to me, a great way to be able to, again, to force and multiply.
Park Lodge, and I'm wondering, she said to me yesterday that there was he must have been the architect for the boathouse too, because she said his plans were online.
No.
And I couldn't miss. What?
Boathouse, the one that was with the boathouse was the house.
The pool, yeah, that's right.
All right, I'm gonna move on from marketing and comms to budget. Not sure if there's anything new on the budget
The
side.
capital budget has to be first.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything new this.
The one thing I will mention about the budget, I had a discussion, well, it's further down on the agenda, but I had a discussion this morning with Meg about hardware and software to help us with cataloging. So I think we'll be able to purchase some of the hardware that we need to get that up and running this year. And then maybe some, next level next year. So still putting together some numbers and some plans for that, but we have plenty of room in the budget this year to.
Okay, well, I do think that's the key thing to get as much digitized as we can, just to get it started.
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be a long process.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And again, if you guys need any help with that, I'm willing to help. with that. All right, from it, yeah, anything else you want to mention? I appreciate you doing it. Much appreciated. All right, from an outreach standpoint, I'm not sure anything you want to mention, outreach, this month. With all the incention and everything else we're doing, but.
Oh, sure.
And here's that. The Great Foundation had a conference same day as I called Abby, let her know what the reset. To operate concessions for the park crews again, actions.
Actually, this year, the car cruise is gonna be on Friday before Community Day, and it's gonna be in Town Hall, at the Town Hall room.
That's even better.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's been, yeah, that's.
Even better.
They won't have any competition with anybody else.
Big competition. Pass the ball.
Yeah.
I do think he plans on having a food truck. I have a meeting with him about the park cruise next week. But if you guys are interested in having a hot dog stand or a grill of some sort, I'd be happy to let them know that you're interested.
Well, call me. We'll get out and bring it to you guys. And all that.
Okay.
So it must be prepared, right? So if you guys want to do it, that's fine. I hope it's set up.
Well, we're about 50th table. All
It's time from what time to 4 to what?
4 to 7.
So I mean, do we do hot dogs or do we just do some chips and drinks?
We got the hot dogs good in it. Hope that again, guys, but. Yeah, there are hot, big dog.
Yeah.
And then you get the hot. Then you can. Make sure that's. Really, you get a chance to make a little on his, there'd be great, no money, it's not gonna make or break it, but. It is something nice to. It increases the visibility of.
One thing we have talked about.
The same, good to have. With trucks are cheap with bank, you know.
Well, it's a dollar, and they get, yeah, you can't do.
This is Friday, September 18th.
Is this an HDPC sponsored or?
The hot dog
Collaborate.
stand, yes. They've done it, the past couple of years when they've had cards during community day.
So we
Dawn.
have.
Rich, grilling hot dogs.
And and 19 every time.
Last year.
Yeah.
I would rather.
Yeah.
One thing we said after it was done, since we didn't have any little signs we brought up, it would be nice if we had a sign, maybe if we could attach it to the canopy somehow, so.
Yes.
It would be, it's fine.
Who?
Now I'm gonna be out of town again, so. But if not, like if people wanna do the hot dog.
But you know what? You guys work with. Just like
We take the job after.
Yeah,
It's appreciated.
that's what I'm saying, a lot of people can say.
that.
It's hot because it'll be in the advance.
Yes.
We still have it grilled up. It's not much to do that thing.
Where are the lights go? Underneath and.
Yeah. Do you wanna like talk to Frank tomorrow and then just see how it all goes, or?
As long as there's interest in doing it.
Yeah, if there's, it sounds like there's interest with, Joe, Don, Rich.
Sure.
It sounds like, I just wanna make sure I'm not speaking for you guys, so, you guys are interested in helping out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So talk to Frank, next week, I'll make sure that that is part of his plan.
Okay. Good.
And Joe's gonna call.
Good. All right, I'm gonna move into programming then. Anything you wanna mention from a programming standpoint? I know you're starting to look for next year programming as well. You're starting.
So- Rob has been doing some brainstorm, of potential program, lecture speakers for next year. And I went back in time and wrote down all of the speakers that we've had in the past, like 4 or 5 years or so. And looking at the numbers. From what I could remember, or what was recorded in Civic Rec about attendance. And certainly the ones related to history topics are most well attended. So for next year, I reached out to a couple people. And got Vincentian to come in March. Mike Funyak is gonna come in May. He is the one who wrote the book about Westview Park. He also has a new book out about Geauga Lake theme park. So if we wanted him to talk about Geauga Lake, we could do that too, just for a change of topic. I've also reached out to John Shalkowski from Odd and Mysterious Pittsburgh, and he has confirmed, but not yet set a date. So he'll come and talk next year. I've spoken with the the Zillionople Historical Society, and hopefully have a topic about William Passavant, the original Passavant. I've reached out to Rivers of Steel. They did a program over at the library about Harry Guevara. And so I'd like them to come do that one. And then I also reached out to Steve Cicero to see if we can get him back on the schedule for next year since he's not available this month.
I lost him down. He's got to radio.
Yeah. Okay.
The one time he came. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Didn't have him.
No.
Another one even did, but I have that. Jim O'Brien is one of the most prolific sports writers in history of Western Pennsylvania. Covered Steelers, covered Pirates, covered the Penguins, covered sports information wherever. And he's written probably 17 plus sports in Western Pennsylvania. So, and I know sports is a huge topic here, but it's outside of the normal, box that guys have, like get people here.
I think a lot of it's not online, especially that, so.
We had a full house for Roberto.
We did.
We had a full house for the history of football.
Yeah.
Three of the ones that I felt were most applicable that Rob went over were Brady Fraser. Again, we can have him talk about the Whiskey Rebellion, which is his most popular topic. Jason Cherry was a recommendation through Brady Fraser. He gives a lecture about early George Washington and the founding of Pittsburgh. And Mike Giorgiani, Pittsburgh and Western Pennsylvania in the Civil War. So, if you've got other thoughts, please send them my way. I reported Jim Howler and Jim O'Brien. So I'll look into those as well. And see if we can make any or all of these things fit into the calendar for 2021.
Person now that does a program is wonderful.
The what? Oh, yes.
Pittsburgh. Is a result.
Yeah.
That they never actually really picked what the cost of the bond was, although they do assume that it was the fire blast furnace, it was the steel house. But it was like, they called it the blue fog, and it came on people like it was blue. People just started dropping. It was blue.
There's a book about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. If you've got additional suggestions, please send them my way and we'll continue to build for 2027. The goal is to have that list finalized so we can do like we did last year and have it ready to go to send out probably in December or early January, probably. Because we'll start up again in March.
Yeah, I think that was highly successful getting that out. So you get that posted and getting it out. So everybody got it on calendars. It was great. Good. All right. Then move on next. Volunteers. Any updates from a volunteer perspective? Not Suzanne, if there's anything you want to mention from a volunteer's perspective.
We, Claudia's here, we're gonna have some of the people help with the scanning. And we need somebody to a session into what else with it? And to run the copier. So that was something that we were doing, and we were just all of us doing the same thing downstairs. We're pretty fast and very accurate. And we made such a nice job of the shelves and everything and labeled them. was down there today looking at it. That's.
Anything else from a volunteer's perspective? All right, thank you. Operations, I don't know if you want to mention here about some of the capital improvements that obviously have been made, which are gigantic. That are pretty noticeable, I mean, in a pretty big way. So I'm not sure if you want to mention, just go down the list, everybody can see it as you drive in, you can see, and as you walk up with a nice railing, and it's like. It's just an embarrassment of riches, as far as just like, everything's looking great.
So far this year, we've got brand new landscaping around the front of the building, which is lovely. The railing, as you saw. The driveway along the side of the building here will be paved. And the road on Hoffman Lane has been widened, so we're able to pass 2 cars more comfortably.
Awesome. That is huge.
That
We should have a big.
Yeah, it's great.
That's a great. Oh, and you know his box?
Looks great.
I'll get that.
They got a brand.
Looks good, so thank you all. It looks great. Railing, I really appreciate, so I know a lot of us appreciate it. From a McCandless 175 committee, I'm going to quick update either, able to go to the last one.
We had our B-Day 5K on July 4th, and me and Maureen were in the check-in tents, and then Joe came, and it was a hot day. Everyone had a wonderful time, and if you dashed in, what's that? 105.
I think that's it. Right, I mean, I was gonna, I think that's.
Yeah.
Registered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was surprised.
That's it's a hardy crew, that is a hardy.
16 people register, 105 showed up. The ambulance authority was in full force, it was fixed, they had 3 ambulances, they had cooling stations, and then some of them even ran the race too. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah, Stephanie from the ambulance authority won in her category, so it was a good day. If you've been in the basement, you saw my big birthday cake. I'm going to take off the 4th of July decorations and then make it McCandlessified for Community Day. So we'll have that out for Community Day so people.
Everybody wanted to picture.
Jump again.
I guess I think. Nicely done. I think that's super cool. And then I think we did have the discussion about the software, so I don't think there's any there. Any other items that people want to try to get out?
I just wanted to mention
Yeah.
that, people have called for their classes and they wanna have. Now, this is not the kind of typical tour, this is not something that we will show them around. They'll come on their own, from the class of 77, the class of, but and one is set for the 24th, I don't know what the other one is set for. But, we're gonna have, and today we set up another one, Janice's, group is coming through, but they will have I think, a person talking to them, like, are we gonna charge her for that?
What group is it?
It's a club.
Not if she does it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, that's all right, but then these others, I wasn't gonna say, initially I did say to the person.
Mhm.
That we charge for the tours, but then she said, well, I actually paid much more. When they did it the other year than we're asked,
Okay.
but since this is the kind of thing, you don't know how many people are coming and they'll just be in and out, kind of thing. And it'll be on a Saturday.
Okay.
They're reviewing.
So more like an open house.
An open house.
Okay.
Good. Oh, really? Is that? Yeah, right.
That sounds great. I mean, I think that sounds great. Agreed.
I like the fact that.
That's what I'm saying.
Awesome. All right, any other,
Question, I don't mean to put. Do you know what the landscaping plans are? for the Area here, the strip, the part of the.
I think that's what. Consideration. Sign up there. And. I understand it to be kind. Behind. But as far as this driveway is concerned, they haven't addressed this. The driveway towards the bottom. Towards. Okay. That's not. That is, that's so much better.
I think cut that. Grass would be someone's using for tomorrow.
Well, the brake car is a different story. That's how Burton.
Right.
makes it. And that- I think that. Yeah. It's a little territory.
yeah,
The brake car. Talks to the formal. Right. Right. Sure.
The other issue is that they take out stormwater. Something else. So they can't get rid of something and not be able to take that water. I really don't know. Yeah, but maybe they put it aside. Oh, true.
You know, started at the bank, in Devil Field. That was a project for the Corps of Engineers. And they used special, there's probably drawings somewhere around the building. It was a pretty expensive drawing and pretty expensive job. But they planted some kind of bushes into the side. It was supposed to keep the bank from.
Yeah, right.
Actually, the job, it's like the areas that we did, stormwater. Should. Pursuance that we.
Because that was filled on. That field was raised about 5 feet.
The biggest thing that we're gonna face as far as stormwater is. If you look out in front of Pine Creek Center. There's a big gully that is really overgrown, but that's not somebody. It's privately.
Oh, so the driveway is constructed to be a detention pond into where this whole thing.
Yeah.
Because we have a little surface and the water will back up and go into the parking. And it's done it at several occasions.
Not much bigger job as now. I'm straight, cleaning up the storm. And even downstream. Like the storm and let you drop. So years ago, they didn't. That's why it was. Now they do. We needed that. Why? To work with the storm. Like, we're on.
anything else anybody wants to bring? This. Any other agenda? Hey, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to
Okay,
adjourn.
do I have a second? Okay. And again, we are adjourned. Thank you all. No, much appreciated.